Hello, and thank you for watching another episode, or maybe not yet, but thank you for watching anyway. This is We Hate Skill Windows, a podcast where we definitely, absolutely hate on skill windows and definitely don't review things that don't have skill windows in them. You
What?
know what? Wait, this one has skill windows. I think
I
we're in a
think.
game. It better
Yeah.
have skill windows. I think so.
But from the MC's point of view, there.
Well, he sees like more skill windows than everyone else, but they actually organically have something where the characters do say skill window and a skill window pops up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He just unlocks it later, but like he always knew because he's part master. Okay, so the synopsis of Pick Me Up Infinite Gacha is a man. I already forgot his real name. Just call him Han Islat, I guess, because that's his name in the game. He's a farmer, but he wasn't always a farmer. In fact, he used to be a human on Earth who played a game called Pick Me Up, uh, which is a gotcha game, but it was like permadeath gotcha game, which sounds horrific, honestly. Uh, it
Yeah.
must have been like AI generated or something, which clearly it wasn't because, as the plot line reveals, you're basically summoning people from like other realities to fight for you, which is very inhumane. Um, but no shot. This was a balanced game. And according to the CEO or whatever, it's not balanced. And I'm like, okay, great. How did this game make it to market again? Why are people playing such a broken game and having fun? Uh, so he plays this game, and his in-game username is Loki, and he's like ranked top in the world. I don't think he's first place, but he's like
He's like fifth.
fifth. Yeah, I remember him being like ranked, but not first. And he got there through effort, yada yada yada. Apparently, the highest you could pull in the game was a 7 star, but he only had 6 stars because he like treated his people like people, I guess.
Yeah. I think he only pulled up to a 5-star, too.
Yeah, something like that. This man's like made it through effort. It's like something that would never happen in any IRL game. Not gonna
It's like
lie.
some amount of effort, because I think that they're like 4 stars and above you had to like pay for.
Well,
So apparently he's
okay.
got a couple 5 stars under his belt. I mean,
I mean, okay, but like, he didn't wail as hard as other people did, it seemed. But then we find out that apparently his world had no more 5 stars to, or no more 6 or
it's got
seven
no six. It's got no
stars to
six or
pull.
sevens. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess all the strong people like died or something. I don't know what happened, but apparently the game was rigged. Cool plot point. Very stupid idea for a game. If you're making a game where each player has a unique pull chance, that's stupid, and that's also very unfair. Which I guess it's fair because it's supposed to be like real people, but you don't know that when you're playing the game, so screw that. That's stupid. Um, but yeah, he plays this video game, and then one day he it's not quite explained. He sees like a video game character on his phone screen, and then he wakes up in the body of An Islat, a farmer from Townia, which is a town
Yeah.
in Ia. and yeah, he's just there. And he gets summoned into the world to pick me up. Uh and he has to play as like a pawn essentially in the game that's set up. But yeah, it's like revealed later at some point that he's basically, it's not revealed why he's there. It's just like, hey, we need you because you're cool and like you're like the god amongst masters. Does not explain why she put the like CEO put him in the game. Does not explain anything. It does say that everyone summoned by the game is a real person. But then it also said something along the lines of everyone summoned was from Earth, right? Doesn't it say that at some point?
I don't think so.
Okay, I could have sworn there was a line somewhere where it was like a lot of the people, or like it was like I could have sworn it was literally just did you must have known that everyone here was a human from Earth,
Yeah, yeah. Or
or
I think it
no?
was
Was
you must have
just
known
was a
everyone was like
human?
human. Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking the like CEO lady or whatever is talking to Loki because apparently that's why they think he got this far, because if he had treated them disposably like everyone else did, uh, he would have not treated them as a human or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the general gist.
But I don't think that's true. And also, let's be real, synthesis, everyone does it. Yeah, you don't have storage space for it, guys. Loki must have actually spent a lot of money on this game because if he never synthesized or like did it very rarely, he must have bought hella inventory space. He must have had so much storage space. That stuff does not come cheap in games. You want to up
I
your
think no matter how
inventory,
good you are.
you
Yeah.
you gotta pay, and most likely it's paid currency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gems or something like that. I did like a little detail, by the way. As we get into like talking about this thing more, the master in Han's world, I guess now, is called Anything. I think is his name. Very funny.
Yeah.
Uh, but Anything tried to do a summon at one point in one chapter, and was like the first summon was like, all right, that'll cost like 1,500 gems, and the second one because he failed was like, oh, that'll be like 3,000 gems, and the third one was like, this will take out of your phone bill for this month, or no, this will subtract from your water bill this month or something.
Something like
Yeah, something
that.
like that. And I was like, damn. Next, it's gonna be like this will be added on interest as a down payment on your house. Like your mortgage will be increasing significantly due to this purchase. Would you like to proceed? Imagine.
Of course.
Yeah, imagine taking out like a personal loan just to pay for a gacha pull. And it's a 10 pull
Oh,
with staggered chances. Yeah, I like how it was also revealed that I guess Anything's world is also like hard AF difficulty. So I'm assuming he won't be able to pull anything higher than 5 cost as well.
right.
And I say
Said his
5
first
cost like
pull
we're
was a
playing TF2. Uh,
his
5
first
star.
goddamn pull was a 4 cost, so it's kind of lucky.
That's true. And then he. Okay, let's talk about it from the start, shall we? He pulls a 4 cost and a 1 cost. And he's like, okay, what if I fed the 4 cost hero to the 1 cost?
Oh,
Who who does that? Would you do that in a game? Would you keep the 4 cost? No, right? We look for the 5 costs.
if I knew nothing about games, and I was like, "Oh, Hana's that looks like a cool person. Maybe
That's
I'll."
true too, actually. You wanna tell the story? We got a story about that. Let's talk about
What? What's the story?
let's talk about loaded jet. I'm sure
I
you
forgot
know.
about this arc.
Oh well, I'll remind you, and for everyone else hearing this, so there's this little game called Crusader's Quest. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yep.
Little pixel art game, very cute, very nifty. You get like a free hero, I think. I don't know. I joined the game when there was a free hero promo, and it's like free legendary hero. I think I could have picked anyone. I picked a guy because he looked cool. His name was Jet, and the game gave me enough materials to like promote someone to basically like end game. I proceeded to upgrade this character to end game status. I gave him his own custom weapon, and I think I gave him like a outfit ticket or whatever. And then I talked to Chris, who had been playing this game for a while, and he was like, "That's one of the worst characters." And that was you telling me that you spent your money on what, Monte Cristo?
Oh, probably.
I remember you had
Not
like maxed
wrong.
out Monte Cristo, but apparently he also wasn't good. The man with
Yeah.
the TV on his head, I think.
Yep.
Yep. And then we learned the magic of Biwa and Shuwen, Fist King. Yep. Those were the
Gods.
days. I still want to find that one unit, the buff daughter unit.
Oh, yeah.
That was that's probably like closest to I think a game with like insane amount of variety in what you can summon, right? Like that
Yeah.
game had a lot of summons, like a lot of. I don't know. Like you look at what like I wouldn't say like I was gonna say like FX7 or something, but even something like that wouldn't work. You look at like maybe Brave Frontier. I don't know. Like what's a game you think that
Oh,
has like a huge amount of gotcha summons? Like you could probably pull 50 to 100
Transcendence
times
or
and
something.
not get the same units, you know?
Mm.
Because it has to be fairly long established, enough to release a bunch of characters. But then again, when did Crusaders Quest come out?
I played it junior year of high school, so
Oh, I discovered it basically senior year of college. Well, your junior year of college was different from my senior year of college. So you were sophomore in college, I think. Still a difference.
what? No.
Hold on, let me see. Crusaders Quest wiki. We'll just see when it came out. Does not explain. Can I not see when Crusaders Quest came out? Crusaders Quest Wikipedia? Does Crusaders Quest have a Wikipedia? Nope. When did Crusaders Quest come out? Crusaders Quest was globally released in December of 2014. Wow.
Ooh.
Crusaders Quest actually had such fun gameplay too. I just
What?
got. Huh? Wait, hold on. Did I hear something?
I said right?
Oh, okay. I thought you said what? And I was like, no way. You're not disagreeing with me for that, right? It was actually fun.
It was.
It was like, I was gonna compare it to Fate FGO, but I was like, no, it's not really like Fate. It's just like you could combine shit and it would become like better stuff. And it was just so nice. I don't know how to explain it. It was just such a good time. Yeah. But yeah. According to this logic, in this current game world they're in, 1 stars can become 5 stars or higher.
Yeah, you can get him up to 6 star. I think that's
Yeah,
what
but
Sears
oh
went.
right, and then you can't like you can only naturally pull sevens.
Or he never figured out how to
But
get
I'm
someone
assuming
to
that's because his
7 star.
world was rigged, right?
Or
Like, if
I
his
think you
world
could.
wasn't rigged, could he have pulled a seven? Because I think there
Oh
were
no,
people in the world
he
that
can't pull any
had,
sevens.
but there were like people that played the game that could pull sevens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they just told him like his account's doomed.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy. Imagine trying to reroll and just getting the same champions or the same characters every time.
Oh, the big problems.
What is the
Yeah,
big
that'd be
problem?
one big
Let's.
problem would just be the cost of playing that game. I saw like they're
Mm,
like a tent pole is like $20.
that's true. That's
I was
true.
like, dang. All right,
That's like Genshin rates. That's actually
you're
Genshin rates,
right.
isn't it? Right? Like we didn't get that many temples out of spending $100 each.
You got like 80.
We got enough for a pity poll, you know?
Yeah.
Got enough for a 50-50. Eh, and that was because we did a first time purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genshin. How did they get away with Genshin even? Wait, oh yeah, because MiHoYo had Honkai already. I was like, how did MiHoYo get away with just releasing such criminally like bad rates with high prices? Oh, that's right. They had a franchise that already did that for them, and then they just capitalized off of it. This Honkai made them a big name. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, but no, we're assuming Pick Me Up was made by an indie studio or something. There's no way, right? Feel like there's no way
Uh,
you could sustain a player base with this. It, I think it was pretty known that some accounts just like could not pull 7 costs.
I don't know, because it was the CEO who had to tell him that his account
Well,
sucked.
no, the CEO told him particularly that his world Niflheimer or whatever
His
Niflheim
S rank.
was like
Yeah.
hardest difficulty, and that meant that all of the heroes he could pull were only like 5 and down. But
Yeah.
I think it did say like a lot of people told Loki that his account was like doomed because he couldn't pull any sevens, and it seemed like people sort of knew roughly. I guess like it's not impossible. They didn't know that it was like impossible, but they just were like, well, you didn't. It's like GG, you didn't get
Luckiest
any five
person
stars
ever.
in
Yeah.
any other gotcha game. It's like, well, your account only has fours. You might as well just like reroll and give up.
Right?
You think you would actually like if you okay, but like if you pulled a 4 or a 5, there's no way you'd look at Beat Cookie and be like, yes, my carry, my queen, you know? Alright, we're jumping gotcha games here. We're not talking about Cookie Run Kingdom and the best character of all, Beat Cookie.
You gotta run Ginger Brave Cheese.
Well, Ginger Brave actually became a relevant character in Arena for a while. But like that
Mm.
would be equivalent of like looking at Wizard Cookie and being like, alright, you're my main carry. No one has ever said that. Not a single person, I can assure you. You at least upgrade to like the carrot farmer cookie or whatever. And then you get your first like 5 star and then you're like, okay, all the other cookies, goodbye. And then you assemble your team, right? Like you don't actually invest into well, in Cookie Run you sort of do invest into all of them because like you have to awaken them for rewards. But if that system
Really?
wasn't there and you could just sack worser cookies into the better cookies, I can assure you everyone would be sacrificing things. Gotta make Sonic Cookie and Tails Cookie strong, you know?
Oh yeah.
And then you can talk to Jun Cook Cookie. Should just made his name Jun Cookie. But
Oh, that'd be really funny.
I guess it would be also sort of disrespectful, maybe. Because then they have to make like other cookie puns, I'm assuming. What are the other members of BTS?
Like
Jungkook, and Jungkook.
Jimin. RM.
RM
No.
R Mookie? No, that sounds like a slur. Let's not say that. I don't know if that's a slur or not. A lot of things sound like they'll be a slur one day. You say it enough. One of these days it'll get picked up and turned into a slur. Uh, but yeah, let's talk about the game. You think you would play in the first place? You think you would play a game like say it's free to
Like
play, like Pick Me Up. It's free to play, but is it actually free? The guy keeps buying like anything, the master in this world. He keeps buying like new player packages.
right?
So he's clearly made of some money. Now, he's not buying like the big boy packages. He's just buying the small ones. But he bought like the
Yeah.
beginner package and then the novice package and then like the new player package. And they're all like 20 bucks, I think, roughly.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
But then he keeps doing paid polls. So what I understand is this is basically like Raid Shadow Legends is what they're playing basically.
Something
And
like that.
yeah, because if you have you played Raid
A little bit,
a little
yeah.
bit, because in Raid, your free pulls that you get like just because you're playing it, you can only pull for 1 to 3 star. 4 and 5, you have to pay, or do mission rewards, and then you get like one pull every so often. It's like literally geared towards pay to win.
Yeah.
And all those fancy ads, if anyone's watching, I know maybe one day this thing can be sponsored by Raid or something if we ever make it there, but I heavily doubt it. But you listen, like you everyone's like, oh, if you use my creator code, you can get this 5-star hero and all these things. No, you can only get that if it's your first time playing Raid. And by the time all these content creators show out for Raid, there is no shot you have not tried Raid Shadow Legends, right? Like, if you already have an account linked, you cannot get these rewards. If you want these rewards from your favorite content creator, you have to make a new account or be willing to start over. And that sort of feels like shit. By the way, I found out it's the same thing for State of Survival. If you know what that is.
I don't.
Oh, you're spared. Lucky you. Have you ever seen these little like horrific ads where it's like a guy, some like generic white guy who's sort of jacked, fighting off zombies, and then he
I've played
like
this game actually.
runs to a different corner and finds like a turret and upgrades it, and it's all like false advertising. It's a
Yeah.
zombie survival game. It's called State of Survival. Pretty sure it's made by a Chinese company or an Asian company in general. The graphics are sort of meh. It's like Walking Dead, but with less recognizable characters and more stereotypical characters. Uh, yeah, I played during a promo where you could get like Lucky, which is I guess like green-haired Harley Quinn, uh, for the low cost of 99 cents. So yeah, I did spend money on the game. I spent 99 cents. I might have spent $1 with taxes. Uh, and then I put in a lot of codes, and then I realized, oh, this is just it's your typical. I
It's a typical base builder
Yeah, it's Clash
slash
of
hobby
Clans or
builder.
whatever. I was gonna say Backyard Monsters. Was that what it was called? The Facebook game? I don't know. There's a lot of these. It's basically Clash of Clans. Was that what it was called? I feel like I'm like
Yeah,
evoking
Clash of
a.
Clans.
Was it Backyard Monsters Facebook game? Yeah, Backyard Monsters. That was
What
the
the heck
Facebook.
is backyard?
Did you not? Oh, well, you've heard of Clash of Clans, but have you heard of
Oh, this
Backyard
is the
Monsters?
Clash of Clans. Oh no.
Yeah. Because, do you remember when Facebook had a bunch of games?
Yeah.
And Facebook had a lot of, like, specifically Facebook
Really
games.
pay to win schemes.
And also,
Yeah.
really, yeah. And also, hey, you gotta share with 20 friends so you can get this
Oh
special cool
yeah.
thing.
I was the
Oh.
annoying person who did that to my friends.
Yeah, I remember probably, like, muting your Facebook because you would always share, I need help with this. And I'd be like, is this a bot account? What is this? Yeah, Backyard Monsters, huh?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Clash of Clans, basically. Any other base building, you need X amount of something to upgrade your resources to something else. It's it's all BS is what it is. Well, actually, it's not super BS, honestly. It's doable. You can play those games and not spend a single bit of money. I don't remember the game that I played on Facebook, but I think it was not Age of Empires. That's not it. Uh, was it this? I think I know what I'm thinking of. It was Social Empires.
What?
Oh, Oh boy. Pretty sure it was Social Wars or Social Empires. Good God. Was this it? Was this the Clash of Clans clone I put all my time and effort into? I think it was. Whatever happened to all the Facebook games after like Facebook stopped having games? It just
No,
died off, I guess. Right?
yes. So tragic.
Very tragic. Yes, it was Social Empires. That was the game I used to play. It was Clash of Clans, but like in a different era, where Social Empires was actually very free to play for some reason, despite that being like not very profitable, you know. But yeah, I used to play this game on like 3 FPS, and because this was a game where you could get a bunch of like OP units just by like playing the game. And yeah, I remember this game. I do because I used to be. I think I was probably ranked something in this game. I played it a lot. Uh, and you know, in most of these games as well, you have a point where you you have to like lead your army to raid other people,
Yeah.
and I would amass this army of like literally like dragons and titans, and then go like torch someone else's base. It was so cathartic. Such a good time. It's like clear that no one could actually fight me, you know? And I used to do this thing too. I know, I remember the memories are flooding back. Cause they had this thing where like I don't know, like special units basically. The higher star they were, the more BS abilities they had. Almost every dragon had the ability to spawn a smaller dragon with a cooldown. And this is not a real-time strategy game. This is literally you have infinite amount of time to beat down this person's base. Infinite. So you just amass like 10 dragons, and then each of them spawns a smaller dragon. And say there's like 2 minute cooldown on it. I would literally sit there and wait. And I spawn like 50 small dragons. And then I just launch the 50 small dragons at the base. And then, you know, they die. I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I'm making my second army. And I would just infinite spawn the enemy base. I was very stupid. You know, it's only fair. Also, this game apparently closed uh, down in 2018 because apparently there were too many hackers. Yeah, that's only fair. That game was definitely very hackable as well. I'm gonna send you a screenshot. Maybe that'll help you understand what this game was. Hold on. Look at that. A product of Facebook times. Like the stupid UI as well. What a
Oh,
good time. Okay,
that's an
so
era.
hmm?
That was an era.
It was
Oh.
an era. I remember sharing, I need help on my farm. My plants are dying.
I did that all the
Did
time.
you actually play farm?
I played Farmville, I played Restaurantville, I played Aquariumville. I don't
That
know.
was why was that your thing? It's so many things to play on there. Now I know this is a tangent, but this is what I do. Listen, this is what I do. Uh, did you ever play? Okay, well, okay, that's two parts of this question. First of all, did you know about Naruto when you were in the Facebook games era?
Not, I played it probably, but I watched like the dub. I wasn't like I didn't like search online to watch it. I kind of just watched it whenever it was on TV.
Okay, so the second question would be, do you remember a game? I doubt I could find the name of this game. I might with enough effort. There was like a knockoff Naruto game on Facebook.
Okay, I don't know that.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was called like Ninja Scrolls or some shit. Um, but it was like knockoff Naruto with like pretty horrible art. And I remember being super pay to win, and you had to basically like you had to pay to get like cool jutsu. So all of my characters had like the worst jutsu in the world, but I was pretty big into Naruto at the time. So I played it a bunch. And it was, of course, only PvP because, what else are we gonna do in a Facebook game? And it was just sort of horrific. But I do remember playing it a lot. I also remember that all of my Facebook games ran at most like 10 FPS. I don't know how I managed to enjoy games. Honestly, all throughout until college, I think I never played a game with more than like 10 FPS. How did I live? How did I live indeed? It's a real good question now thinking about it. But yeah, rating time?
Let's do it.
Or do you have more complaints to make?
Complaints.
Did you have complaints to make?
Oh, no, not really, actually.
Okay. Alright. Rating time. Art.
Ooh.
Art.
Well, it is my Relax Studio.
It's good.
uh,
It's got a good mixture of like serious moments, badass moments, and also like comedic faces. There's some good like usually not the main character, but like his party members have like very stupid looking faces when he's asking them to do something very stupid. Like for example, when Han was like,
mm.
"Here's a fire. I am now going to place my hand in the fire." And then they were like, "What are you doing?" It was like, "I'm gaining fire resistance." Isn't that crazy?
I'd be like, this psychopath, get away from me.
Right? And imagine like he's like, "All right, now after you've learned fire resistance, this is a body of water. Waterboard yourself every time, daily, until you develop water resistance."
He did tell the guy after the fire one to get pain resistance,
He
which
did,
I
and he
would
was
think
like, "Here's a
putting
knife.
fire.
Now
I'm
stab
just
yourself until
saying,
you gain pain resistance."
putting your goddamn hand in fire should give you both pain resistance and fire resistance. I'm just saying. I
Oh my
think it
god,
should
you're
count for two.
right. Wait, that's crazy. That's so true. So true, so true. No, apparently only you only get fire resistance from that. It's redice, you know. What it is 10, okay? It's a 10. What do
I'd
you
give it
give?
a 10 too.
Okay. So I was a little worried. You've not given every redice a 10 just because it's redice. Neither have I. Sorry, Jungkook BTS story. You weren't as good as I feel. Okay, the story though. What are your thoughts?
Oh. So this one doesn't follow the usual Power Fantasy storyline, and it
He's
has
also
a
not like a
pretty.
powerful character.
That's
He's got
true.
abilities, but like he's sort of powerless, honestly. Did
And
you like the part? Oh, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think the general plot line is very streamlined. It's
It's
like,
a yeah, it's a game. They're really just challenging up the floors.
well, I feel like it doesn't focus on like the tower. Like a lot of these
Hmm.
Power Fantasies, they'd be like focusing maybe on like the climb of the tower itself, or maybe like grinding. But this one, this story definitely is centered around the characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say the characters definitely like yeah. Sometimes it's like a chapter begins with Party 3 was able to clear floors 14 and 15 with no issue, and they just like skip it, which is neat because I don't actually care about seeing every single floor be cleared.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it's very character based. You probably, I'm assuming, liked it more because you got to see character bonds be formed. Is that correct?
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like that's one of the things I hear you complain most about. They didn't have enough time to be friends, so why are they friends? Well, I don't know. You just didn't see it. It was off screen. Like, what do you want from them? But a lot of this was actually on screen. I mean, do you think? Uh, I think Dika's the guy whose friends died. You think
Yeah.
that was like fair to mourn for,
I
or did we not know
mean,
them enough? Because we
we
only
didn't
saw
really
like one
see him
chapter.
bored. I don't know.
Yeah, we're.
Hmm?
I was gonna say, you ever feel bad that Aaron will never see his sister again? Probably.
Eren Yeager? Wait,
No,
Eren?
Aaron
Oh,
from Pick Me Up.
AARON.
AARON. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. You feel bad that Aaron Yeager, the what was he? The like fighting titan. You feel bad that he created a shit ending for AOT.
Uh,
That's my
I
opinion. I did not
wonder if
like the ending.
if anything, will summon his sister at some point.
Wait, that's brutal. You think he'll summon his sister? His sister who has like no. Wait, does this game
Wait,
summon
she's like 6.
children? I don't
I
think I've
don't
ever seen
know.
kids before. No,
That
Dika
Spearman
summoned.
and Niflheimer looks a little bit like a kid.
Okay,
Honest to
but some
God.
people are just short, Chris. Some people are just short IRL as well, and might just not reach the height requirement.
Alright, what about Dika and his friends? Don't
Okay,
they
Dika and
look
his
like they're...
friends. I'm assuming they're like 15.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna assume they're safe until they're like 15. And we're gonna assume there's no world where they're just summoning babies to fight for them.
But it's a 7-star.
It's a 7-star, it's a child. Literal child.
But actually, the child's like
Oh wait, you know
20,000.
what? They probably can't summon children because it would be too graphic to show for a
Oh
published
yeah, couldn't put
public.
it on the App
Yeah,
Store.
you can't put that stuff up there. The same way that, oh well, then
Wait, I
again,
feel like there are a lot of games where children die.
there's a lot. I was gonna go down the route of like same way that like anime censor themselves, so ratings, and then I was like, but then Goblin Slayer exists. Goblin Slayer, Berserk. Well, Berserk sort of, but Goblin Slayer, Redo of Healer. There's some weird ones out here. Even I think Ari Ferretta or whatever has some weird scenes, and some of these I think didn't get the right screening. How was this allowed?
Yeah, yeah. The lawyer, the HR department wasn't aware.
No, they were definitely aware. They saw Goblin Slayer. They're like, yeah, approved. Everyone will want to watch this. Oh,
This
I
was
still
actually a life
remember
lesson.
one of my friends was like, you want to see this? It's right up your alley. I watched the first episode, and I was like, I don't think this is up my alley. And I told him, I was like, I think you got the wrong anime. This is not up my alley. And he was like, oh, you didn't like it? I was like, no. It turns out he just wanted to see my reaction. He had just been pitching it around like his friends, being like, "Oh, you're into anime, right? You'll like Goblin Slayer. Just about a guy who slays goblins." Yeah, he sure does. It's just yeah, about a guy who slays goblins. Nothing happens to anyone else. He just sort of kills some goblins. What's so wrong with that?
That's the only thing that happens in Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, and then he sits down and goblins some nuts or something. Okay. So the story. Imagine Goblin Slayer starts out, and then there's just a scene of people goblin. And then you get introduced to the main character, and his name is Deez. And it's short for D, like Monkey D. Luffy, like Monkey D's nuts.
Oh, no.
uh, it's perfect. What did you think of the story though? To just give it a score. I'm assuming you liked it, as you're saying
It,
streamlined.
uh, I think it was probably like I'd give it an 8.
That's a high story score from you, I think. Usually you're just saying that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very indifferent about the story. I the thing I was gonna bring up was you like how Han was able to upload somehow his whole like life theory thesis into anything's
On like
forum
something,
despite
yeah.
not having access to his iCloud. It was on his iCloud according to translation. I'm assuming like the cloud in general. How did he have access to his cloud through the fairy network or whatever that the little fairy summoned? There's no
That was a
way.
whack. That was a whack
There was
piece
some
of story.
stupid BS there. And I understand that's like the only way to sort of manifest that the guy that anything like learns anything, but like there was no way. There's not a chance that you were able to like download your entire like probably like 10 gigabytes of recordings and everything and send it over to him in a short amount of time. But we read because things like this happen and we just accept it. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 because the other thing that I don't really like is that the whole plot point, which is that some heroes when they're summoned, they just have negative affinity with each other. Like that doesn't feel right. The fact that your summons can kill each other and like openly attack each other, that feels counterproductive. How is the master supposed to look at these units and be like, oh, they're displaying hostility towards each other? What do I do? Oh, well, let's put them on the same party. One could argue anything's just stupid. But you could also
But they
argue
were
the
three
game's made
stars.
stupidly. Yeah, and they were all 3 stars.
Oh, imagine after pulling this like pile of 1 stars, you get finally like three stars, and they
Yeah.
all die.
Yeah, also imagine pulling
Oh.
like a bunch, like any team does, and then like you just have like 50 heroes that are just loafing around. You can bet your ass I would synthesize every single one of them. Be like, look at all these shitty little one costs running around. No, screw you. Get in the hall. Become food.
Get in the grinder.
Get in the grinder. We need your meat and bones.
Uh,
Yeah, no, actually though, the game that I still play from time to time, which is Legendary Game of Heroes. Yeah, there's like a bunch of heroes in that. Most of them that are like 3, even 5 cost units. That are like
five
fully
cost?
maxed. Hmm. Uh,
Five cost units?
5-star units.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was my TFT explanation too shit for you? I'm so sorry. You didn't understand maybe because I described it was TFT knowledge, but the 5 cost unit with Luden's Echo or whatever. No, that's not in TFT anymore. Hasn't been in TFT since like many sets ago actually. But yeah, no, looking at my heroes. Ooh, I've got 239 heroes out of 240. Wonder how much it would take to expand my hero capacity. Only 100. 100 gems to increase it by 25 capacity. I have 5k gems, but my gems are precious, so I'll probably just. I mean, this isn't really synthesis. You just upgrade by sacking other materials into it. I have a
Oh,
lot of people that are not worth anything to me because they're too shit to do anything. Like on this list, my strongest hero is power 33k. Now, if we compare that to some run of the mill nothing hero, even if it's a 5-star hero, it doesn't actually mean they're good. It The thing with legendary is there's a lot of units that they've power crept. So older cards are just worser. Is that how that works? Is that power
Yeah,
creep? Pretty sure, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So like I have something down here. It's a 5-star unit. Oh no, these are 6-star units. My bad. I discounted a star. They're 6-star units, which is the highest base pull you can get, unless you do like a particular like gacha pull. You can get 7. Wait, pick me up is just this game. Oh my god, I've
Oh,
cracked the I've cracked the code. Um,
like,
but yeah, no,
I'm glad that.
yeah, some of these are 6-star heroes, and their power is only 1,000. But it doesn't mean they're a bad hero. They're just power 1,000. I also haven't sold them because I feel like it's worth keeping them around. Maybe I'm lucky. Oh my god, it's all coming together.
Mhm.
uh, but that's a lie. I have summoned 7-star units before. Uh, so at least my world's not as messed up as his world is. But that is to say that at some point he would run out of inventory space and have to get more heroes, or have to get rid of some heroes. And sure, you can make parties and just like send them out to die, but like that seems very stupid.
Okay, they kept on talking about how Loki was so humane,
You know?
but god dang, he always would start every floor by sending out 5 people just massacred.
Yeah, he would send out people to scout, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He wouldn't synthesis, which apparently made him a better master.
He had offerings to the information.
I don't know. There was information gathering. You know, they don't
Yeah.
expect to live. They're uh, also a game like that actually would be so boring to play. You're like describing like an idle game essentially. If
Don't we
all the
play
characters,
TFT?
yeah, but TFT is not an idle game.
Huh?
Ah, okay, but TFT is not like that idle. Yeah, you know, you watch your characters play and you don't interfere at all, but like you do roll
Oh yeah, we were
and
gotching.
you move them around and yeah, it's just some
Oh.
management issue. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Maybe I don't have the right to complain. Well, the characters are good. I'll say what it is. The characters are good. Main character is a little unbalanced. He does have the berserk skill, which makes
Yeah.
him cooler. Oh no, he doesn't have berserk. He has rage. No, he does have
I thought
berserk.
it was Berserk.
Okay, he's berserk, and then Valkist or whatever, the new guy for party 1 has rage or something like that.
Yeah, some crazy
Some
crap.
they have similar abilities, but all we know is our main character has an ability that turns his hair like longer, like he's like super saiyaning, but he gets like cooler, darker, or edgy aura around him, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets like facial markings. Yeah, and no one else in the thing in the series does that. That's because he's the main character.
He's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. I like the characters. Aaron is like definition of like hard work, no genius, no talent, just
Yeah.
hard work. Poor man. I'm surprised he didn't try to like drown himself to gain water resistance so he could have more skills. That'd be me. Be like, shit, I only have 3 skills. Okay, let me just like do anything I can to get a skill. I've got to not be useless, you know?
Yeah, honestly. It was like when we were playing Valheim, we're like, jump, jump, hit the tree. Gain skill.
Oh my god. It's like playing Valheim and me being like, well, if we dig a trench around the whole base, when you run into base, you have to jump, so you'll level up your jump score. And then if you fall and break your legs, then you can level up something else, I guess.
He'll level up.
The crafting ability, or wait, was there a
Yeah,
crafting
it's like,
score? You can level up by making medicine or
oh
something.
shit. Yeah. You'll level
Perfect.
up your jump score even more because you should
Oh
jump
yeah,
out
because
of
you have
the
to jump out
trench.
of the trench. Yeah. I remember that. I remember demonstrating to some of the friends we were playing with. Like, if you jump on this particular part of the base, you only have to run, jump, and make this frame perfect gap so you don't take damage. And then I would demonstrate like, oh, if you jump down here, you actually don't die. You only take a lot of fall damage. Valheim was a good game. I wonder where that's at. Man, all these games sort of feel like fad games. And after a while, like, no one plays them anymore. That's the trend of YouTube. Right now, if you've have you heard anything about Lethal Company? Or do you just not watch YouTube
No,
for gameplay
I
that
don't watch
much?
YouTube for gameplay.
Uh right now the internet's going crazy over a game called Lethal Company. It's like not really like Among Us, but that's the best way I can explain it. You're like space people on a spaceship, and they collect scrap by like going to different planets. But there's like monsters, so it's sort of like a horror game. But it's a very simple gameplay loop, honestly. You're literally just
Oh,
assign a quota. You have to reach the quota by the end of the gameplay loop, which is 3 days, I think, 3 or 4 days, and then you just have to not die and bring back scrap. That's literally it.
hey.
And then if you get enough scrap, you can upgrade things. You can get upgrades for your ship, make life easier, buy like inventory and equipment, weapons. Yeah, it's a very simple game, honestly. And it's an indie game.
Ooh,
Yeah, characters are good. I like the characters. We'll give
me
it a.
too.
You think a 10 is too high though?
I wouldn't give them a 10, at least personally.
Right? But what counts as a 10 for characters, you think?
A 10? I have to like they have to have a really good like character arc and story.
It's gotta be what's it called? What's that called again? That thing that I don't remember the name for, so why am I asking? Uh what is it called again? What's that one thing that I'm trying to think of called again? Where I can't remember the name, but I'm asking you anyway. Reformation, that'd be a noble, whatever it's called on
Oh,
webtoons. I
oh
feel like we gave
yeah,
that like
Lazy
a 10
Lord,
or a
Masters
9.
Lord.
Lazy Lord, Masters the Lord. Yeah. I'll give it an 8. I like the characters.
Yeah, I think I'll give it an 8 too.
All right, 8 and 8. Here's the most important score. Skill windows out of 10.
Eh, I don't think they. It was a game, but I don't think it was obtrusive either.
Okay, believable. I will give it a believable out of 10. It was believable. It wasn't horrific. I think really we judge these based on was it horrific enough that they bought like 2 pieces of bread and a water bottle and then never used it again. I think that's the criteria right now for judging whether or not it's good skill
Oh
window or
my
not.
god, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I feel like you almost did though. And let's not say, oh well, that was just I'm the fated villain. No,
True to Soul Station did it. He bought a
Creative Soul
sandwich.
Station. Oh, yeah.
From his point store that he never uses again.
Okay, let's see what we got. That's a 7.5 divided by. Hold on, my internet is apparently being wonky. Did I divide please now? 30. Okay, 8.5. 8.5.
Ooh,
That's a high score.
that's
High
a
score
nice
for us,
number
I think.
too.
Yeah, what a nice high score. In conclusion, read this. It's good. Read this if you're a
Honestly,
Gacha player. You'll feel like it makes no sense. That's good.
I'd
Subverting
play Pick Me Up.
expectation. You would?
I would.
Would you play it even if you found out the truth? Or had like inklings of suspicion of the truth, you know?
I was. I
Controlling
mean,
other humans from other universes?
they say that it was to save their world.
Yeah, but every world's like destroyed.
Yeah, yeah. So you're like going through the history and undestroying it.
Sure.
Plus, if I summoned a 7-star, I mean, I have to complain then.
You would. But what if you never did?
Mm, my credit card will say other.
My credit card will speak for me. My $800 spent on pulls alone and my $700 spent in cosmetics. Cause did you notice
Oh,
you can buy like gifts for the heroes as well?
yeah.
Oh, that implies there's a full gifting system with like dislikes and likes.
Did you like how he gifted him a warhorse and the guy literally threw it
Threw it on
away?
the
And then
ground.
after he was like, a bigger warhorse. You
Yeah.
understand me now. I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, and especially since you probably think and you're like, oh, was the warhorse also worth IRL money? Probably. Most
Yeah,
likely.
definitely.
Oh. Well, that concludes our review here. This is a good thing. Go read it. What am I picking or are you picking? Did you pick this
You are.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Hey, what are you feeling? This was a good one. You want a bad one?
Oh no.
I'm just asking, purely curious. You want a bad one or you want a decent
Uh,
one?
I never want a bad one.
You never do, but like what if you did get one? I can pick you one that's like main character sort of cool, sort of badass, but sort of also very racist.
Is this the? Did you find the source material for that one?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. This is not that. What you're talking about, I imagine I will never find the source material for. Let's find that screen cap. I'm not gonna be able to show it anyway. But what did it say? Something really stupid, I think. What was my screen cap? Oh yeah. Are they the legendary African Americans? It's the first time I saw someone get green equipment. I think it's the part where it just says, "Are they the legendary African Americans?" Oh, that's sort of worrying. What's that about? You wonder? Yeah. Don't know. Don't know where that's from. Not too sure. That's fine. Um, well, I'm gonna send you over to this thing. I'm gonna do the title. It's a shorter one, so and also because it's I was gonna say it's because it's finals week in university now, and neither you or I will have time to do that now with finals coming up. But that would be pretending that we were students. We're not. So, well, students will have finals. Now, what we'll have is the Night King who returned with a god. Have you read this one?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's just a guy. He returns with a god. He's also very racist. He's don't worry, he's not racist towards humans. He's racist towards orcs
Oh.
and demons and anything that's not human. Yeah, so could you actually call him racist? Yes, he's literally racist. But he's not racist against like humans. He's just racist against other races. So, this one's also weird because it's like a reincarnation 2x. the guy reincarnates as into a fantasy world from like IRL human world, Earth, and then he reincarnates again, or like he gets transported basically from his fantasy world into Earth again. It's a
What's his
Druid of
fantasy
Soul Station
powers?
ish thing. He keeps
Uh,
all of his powers. Very
fair
BS.
bit, fair
It's a
bit.
power fantasy. Very big power fantasy. Yeah. It's only got, I think, 37 chapters. Honestly, sort of low. But honestly, I also don't want to read through 70 chapters again of a bad one. I wouldn't say this one's bad, but it's definitely very stereotypical power fantasy.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. So if you made it this far, smash your like button on with the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified of future videos. And we'll see you another day. Goodbye.